had a specific person's name in it, which doesn't work here anymore. Sheila Ball's name was still on there. We just needed that. So we called the policy service at KSBA. Said, can we just use the title? And they said, yeah. But y'all have to work through it.
Yeah, I was thinking, with everything that's happening
No.
today, I was like, Lord, I hope we're
But
not
I don't want
having
somebody they're gonna call and say, we need to talk to Sheila Ball.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not staying. I have all my hours already.
Are we on? Okay. Well, welcome everyone to the meeting of the Simpson County Board of Education. I'm Jim Flynn, Superintendent. It's good to have those that are in the audience tonight, along with those that are watching on television and home as we conduct the business of Simpson County School District. I've got a few announcements I'd like to share. Some congratulations and shout outs to Carlos McKinney, Jaden Garner, Javon Covington, Michael Punzalan, and Sean Woods for their commitment to play collegiate football at the University of Cumberland. A signing ceremony was held recently at Franklin Simpson High School, and certainly we know they're getting some great student athletes after winning two back-to-back state championships here at Franklin Simpson High School. I guess they'll try to go and help the University of Cumberland have as much success at the next level. So wish those student athletes the best. Also, Danielle Coates, Franklin Simpson softball player, signed to play collegiate softball at Lindsey Wilson College. So congratulations to Danny. DeMarco Chapman, one of our basketball players, and they're playing tonight in the district basketball tournament against Russellville in Todd County, but he earned third team all-fourth region honors, so congratulations, DeMarco. I'd also like to congratulate Aaron Matthews and Colin Preston for their participation in the WKU second annual essay contest. And accolades go to Colin for actually winning the creative writing contest overall. So congratulations to both of those students. Our Franklin Simpson cheer team competed at the UCA National High School Cheerleading Championships earlier this month in Orlando. And they did outstanding in their performances and represented us well. So congratulations to our FS cheerleaders and our coaches, Jesse Eaton and Tony Marvel. Also like to give a shout out to the Franklin Simpson High School swim team for competing in the region recently, and our girls 400 freestyle relay team had their best finish ever for Franklin Simpson High School, coming in 7th place at the regional meet. So congratulations to our swim cats and Coach Ballard for a great season. Also, the Franklin Simpson High School dance team competed at the KDCO State Dance Competition this past weekend in Lexington, and they earned 2nd place in the state in hip hop and 3rd place in pom. So congratulations to our dance team, and one of our coaches, Lori Bean, is here. So outstanding job from Coach Lori Bean and Tammy Strain and our dance team. So had a great season. And then congratulations to our Simpson County Spelling Bee winners. Our overall winner was Sydney Maloney. Her mom is here, so shout out to Sydney there, Sally. She'll move on to state competition in Louisville as part of the Derby Festival State Spelling Bee. And then Maggie Schlosser was our first runner-up. So, and I appreciate all of our Spelling Bee participants. It was a great Spelling Bee this year, so I want to see that continue to grow. Lincoln Elementary recently hosted the District Governor's Cup competition, and Lincoln placed first in quick recall, future problem solving, and was the overall winner. And the 7 test takers placed in their subject areas, and so they represented Franklin Simpson very well, and they'll move on to regional competition. And then I'd like to give a shout out to our entire school system for receiving the Franklin Favorite Reader's Choice Award for the best place to work in Franklin. So in fact, I've got a certificate to show there. So it's always good to be a great place to work, and that doesn't happen accidentally. It's because of a great board that's focused on the right thing, and having the leadership and supports in our schools to ensure that the people working with and around our children are well prepared and have the materials they need to be successful and deliver on our vision and mission. So proud of that distinction. We're excited about some recent changes at Franklin Simpson High School. You may have seen some of this on social media, that there were some murals that are similar to what been painted in downtown Franklin that now adorn the Career and Technical Center at Franklin Simpson High School in the hallways. And our students were able to work with the professional artist Andy Rudloff on designing and painting the murals for the different career pathways available at our Franklin Simpson High School Career and Technical Education Center. We received a grant from VSA, Very Special Arts, to help make the project possible. And I'd like to thank Tim Schlosser, Andy Rudloff, and all the students involved for bringing those beautiful murals to our hallways of our CTE Center. And we're also have some progress in our vestibule at the high school. It's part of our safety plan. That the furniture is going in this week, and so if you visit the high school coming up, you'll see some staff in those areas, have greater visibility, and to meet our visitors when they come to the high school, and also help us ensure the safety there. So we're going to continue our Operation Preparation initiative. We just finished it up at the high school recently, and so the beginning of next month, we're moving over to Franklin Simpson Middle School. Operation Preparation allows the school, parents, and our community to come together to help advise students in college and or career planning. We need volunteers to make this program successful, and if you're interested in helping us with this initiative, visit our website at www.simpson.kyschools.us and then click on the Operation Preparation tab, or contact Robin Hollingsworth at Community Education, and her number is 586-3809. And one thing that I've observed in the many years that we've been doing this initiative is that the adults who participate in this and advising students get as much out of it as our kids, and our kids absolutely love it. Some preview of some things coming up. The Simpson County Schools will be hosting our 6th annual STEAM Showcase on April 11th from 5 to 6:30 in the Franklin Simpson High School Gymnasium. Previous showcases have been a huge success, and the event has grown from year to year. And we're very excited to see our students' projects centered on science, technology, engineering, the arts, and mathematics. And if you haven't come, you need to come. It's an amazing event, and you will see a lot of amazing work that our students and teachers have been doing in the STEAM areas. Prior to the STEAM Showcase, we'll host our annual Franklin Simpson Chamber of Commerce Business After Hours. We'll be here at the Simpson County Board of Education from 4 to 5:30. We invite you to stop by, learn more about what's going on here at our school system, and then make the short walk over to the STEAM Showcase. And then while we're talking about some big events, our 2nd annual Night of Innovation will be the 30th. Is that right, Mr. Justin? So that'll be at the Franklin Simpson Middle School. That night is different from the STEAM Showcase, where we're exhibiting learning. This is where students and their families from any age can come and experience all kinds of activities that are meant to inspire creativity and fun and innovation and those kinds of things. So it was an amazing success last time, and I look forward to it this time. Also, recently at a special called board meeting on February 7th, the board voted to rename our teacher doctoral scholarship the Tiffany Barnes Gray Doctoral Scholarship in recognition Miss Gray's outstanding and selfless service to Simpson County Schools and the students in our school district. Simpson County Schools continues to stand behind and show our never-ending support to Tiffany in her battle with brain cancer, and she has certainly been an inspiration to us all with the courage and the faith she's shown in this. So if you all would join me in a moment of silence for Tiffany. Thank you. I'd like to also remind folks that Simpson County Schools will be closed on Friday, March 8th for our Learning Community Day. In fact, we're excited about that day. We're hosting our first ever in-district conference, and so our teaching and learning team and lots of teachers in our schools have been working together to design this wonderful professional learning experience for our teachers. But wanted to also just remind people of that date, and then also that schools will be closed the week of April 1st through the 5th for spring break. And then on Thursday, April 25th, our annual Franklin Simpson Hall of Fame reception and ceremony will be held from 5 to 7 in the Commons area at Franklin Simpson High School. We are prepared to release the names of those that we're going to honor in the Hall of Fame class of 2019. Mr. David Almond, an educator and sports official. Robert Brizendine, a federal bankruptcy judge. Kenneth Holt, a community leader and volunteer. Homer Neal, a renowned physicist and university educator. And Leon and Lassie Page, bankers and community leaders, will make up our class this year. The public is invited to this reception and ceremony. The ceremony will begin about 5:30, so make plans to come out. Our catering cats will be providing food. We'll have some music from our choral music and instrumental music students, and it'll be a great night. And finally, I just want to mention that niche.com, which is an online resource to help people understand different things about communities, has conducted its annual ranking of school districts across the country, and in each state, and Simpson County Schools was rated the 20th best district in Kentucky. There's 173 total districts, and there's 168 preschool through 12th grade districts, and we were also the 7th ranked county school district in Kentucky out of 120 counties. And probably the thing I'm most proud of is that we were ranked 9th out of the 168 P12 districts for the best teachers in Kentucky. And certainly proud of our students, staff, our board, and community. And just another piece of evidence that validates that we have a great team here. So that concludes my announcements. They were long. Thanks, Kim, for typing all that. We'll hand it over to Mr. West.
Thank you, Mr. Flynn. On behalf of the Board of Education, I'd like to welcome all of you. It's always good to see the students and the parents here with us. And I want to call this meeting to order. And the first order of business is to approve the agenda.
Motion.
Nancy. Second by Jennifer. Everything will stay the same on this except item 4 will be discussed at a later time. There's nobody here to do that one. Any changes, anything need to be made? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Next is to read and approve the Gifted Education Month proclamation.
Well, we have some folks here representing our gifted and talented school community, and I'm really proud of the work that's going on. Sally Maloney's a parent who's helped us start our Simpson County CAGE chapter, which helps bring parents and educators and community members that are interested together to work at improving gifted and talented services in our school community. And then you all know Miss Diane Wade and Jennifer Sheffield that are working on some gifted services. And then one of our teachers at the middle school, Justin Mitchell, has been an avid advocate of gifted students and programming, and then also leads a lot of the work at our middle school. And of course, Leanne Fisher is our main contact here at the central office, working with our chief academic officer, Shalina Smith, to ensure that we have a good array of programming across our district. In fact, last week, KDE was here doing their consolidated monitoring visit of a variety of our programs, but the feedback we got around our Gifted and Talent program was very positive from what Ms. Fisher and Mrs. Smith were sharing with me. But at this time, I would just like to recognize those folks and all the folks that serve our gifted and talented students and advocate for them so well. So join me. Recently, Mr. Mitchell took a group of students to Frankfurt. Is that when was that? That was what?
2 weeks ago. Yeah. Beginning of January.
Yeah. So they February. Yeah. So they got to go to the Capitol. They got to see the Capitol and the Capitol Rotunda. They did the proclamation there. But at this time, what we're recommending is that our board proclaim February as Gifted Education Month in Simpson County Schools. And so if we could get a motion to that effect.
Motion. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right. Would you all like to add anything to that?
A big thank you from the K group, to Dr. Flynn and the board, and all the great central office, and especially the teachers, the parents. Some of you guys came out tonight. I appreciate it. And we'll just keep working to be good advocates for gifted education.
Thank
Well,
you.
Yeah, one of our important goals, as you all know, is to personalize the learning for every child that we serve in Simpson County. And so, from some of our kids that have profound disabilities to overcome to some of our kids that have giftedness that needs to be developed and nurtured. And so, appreciate you all working with our students on that part of our education system, because we really want to try to meet the needs of all of them. So keep up the good work. Thank you all for what you do.
Yeah, thank you all. Next item is the presentation of teaching and learning from Franklin Elementary.
All right, so we are Franklin Elementary STLP team. This is the second year that I have been able to be the sponsor, and the second year that we've been invited to the state competition that'll happen in mid-April. So we're very excited. We're going to do our little presentation for you, and we have one who has the flu. So I am going to do that for him. So I'm just going to read his little part for you. So you will go ahead and make sure you speak loud, okay? Stay right here. Stay right here and just say what you're supposed to say, okay? Go for it.
Hi, my name is Juliana. Hi, my name is Sam. Hi, my name is Genesis.
And then we have Carter. And he would say, we wanted to give our teachers an easy way to teach school rules.
We filmed a video how to show future students how to walk in the hallway. Our goal is to have a bunch of videos for our teachers to use. We are going to ask our teachers which board they wanted to make videos for.
All of our videos will be uploaded to a Google Drive for our teachers to access whenever they need them. So we have taken on this project, and we have filmed videos for different procedures that our kindergarten teachers teach during the school day. So now we're going to talk about how they made the video and which program they used. So Sam, do you want to tell a little bit about the program that we used? What's it called? Does anybody remember what it's called?
Adobe
There we go. Now, Sam helped us trim the videos a little bit, so why don't you tell them about that
song.
The song. She got to pick the song that goes behind it. And then Kayleana helped shorten the videos as well. So we have one of the videos that we want to show you. All right, go show them that video. Press play, Sam. There we go.
We hold our tray with 2 hands and we don't shove to get our tray. We stop at the stop sign. We wait to scan our card.
Wow.
Very good.
So we filmed how to walk in the hallway and then how to get their lunch tray in the lunchroom so far. Some of the other videos that we have before we go to state in mid-April are going to be how to go to the bus line or the pickup line and how to sit and what those procedures are. And also how to play on the playground. Those are 2 big areas that we wanted to focus on. Several of the other areas are classroom specific. So we wanted to hit the main areas that all of the students go to and all of the procedures that they know. So
Very good.
Very good. That's right.
Very impressive.
Great job.
Way to go, guys.
Have you,
Hey,
I have a
Thank you.
question.
Appreciate you coming.
Have you shown your video to your classmates? No, you haven't shown it to them yet? Okay. When are you planning to have your grand opening of your video? Do you have a date? No?
Y'all want to show it to everybody?
you want to yeah. So the goal is to put them on a Google Drive and share it to all of our classroom teachers so that they can access them whenever they want. And the main goal is for students that enter into our district that might not know our procedures and they might be different from other schools. But also at the beginning of the year when all of the students are brand new, first time in the building, several of them have never been, in a structured setting like that. So that's our main goal for the beginning of 2019-2020.
Okay.
That's impressive. Keep up the good work.
Awesome.
Okay?
Thank you.
All right, let's give her another.
The next item is the school improvement update from Franklin Elementary.
Okay, so it's really hard to compete with that, to be completely honest, nor is it anything as exciting as seeing these little guys. As far as our school improvement, I just have 2 slides to show you. Kindergarten readiness, we have improved again this year on our kindergarten readiness scores coming into kindergarten. We were 64% kindergarten ready as we came in, and we had the highest percentage of students considered ready with above and beyond ready this particular year. When you look at the data, you can see that it follows through, that when kids come in ready, their beginning of the year scores are just better. Last year we had a dip in our readiness, and while we ended the year well, starting out, the students didn't score as well on our beginning of the year measures. So the focus has been our next grade readiness, moving those students from kindergarten into first grade and making sure that we know how to capture, are they really next grade ready or first grade ready? So we've had discussions, and it's a little bit of trial and error this year, trying to make sure, how do we really know? So we looked at all the data from our 2017-18 school year, and what we used was 6 different measures of things that are normed for both kindergarten and things that are not normed for kindergarten, but the beginning of the year in first grade as well. At the end of the school year, we would have said 73% of our students are ready for first grade in 2 different ways. First grade ready based on end of the year kindergarten score what we can see is our students are already several percentage points ahead of last year's students at this time of the school year. So we do feel like we have a good start on determining what next grade readiness is for first grade. As we look at our goals, we're going to continue to focus on kindergarten readiness by promoting our available kindergarten programs, pre-kindergarten programs. Continue to streamline our processes for progress monitoring and RTI. When you really target students individually and know exactly where they're at, you know where their struggles are, we can provide that support in a more individualized way. We continue to monitor and star and push those students a little bit further, and then continue to work on that criteria for first grade ready for our kindergarten students. So, like I said, not as exciting, but that is where we're at this year. So, do you guys have any questions?
Well, getting kids next grade ready excites some of us.
It's not as exciting as 5-year-olds that are cute. Let's just say.
They were really cute. And, I was quite impressed, so, but this is good work too. Any questions?
No?
All right.
It's good.
Well, thank you. You all keep up the good work, getting them ready for first grade and primary at Simpson Elementary. Thank you all.
Thank you all. Next item is visitors' comments. Any visitors that'd like to speak? Okay, the superintendent staff reports.
Okay. To keep the board and the community up to date with various metrics and information important to our school district, we have the following reports. We have our personnel report. Dr. McIntosh is here if you have any questions there. We have our out-of-district student trips, out-of-district staff and administrative travel reports. We have our daycare financial report, food service financial report, monthly district athletic report, our vendor report, our monthly reconciliation report, our monthly school reconciliation report, and our construction reconciliation report. We have fixed assets report for this month, and our monthly visa charge reports on the financial side. We also have an enrollment update. Those are the projections that we've used in our proposed tentative SBDM allocations that will be on the agenda later for your consideration. And you have a report from our current insurance program coverage for liability property, fleet, and workers' compensation insurance policies. We'll be planning our renewal hopefully by the end of May or June. You have our Learning Community Day report from January 22nd. Mrs. Fisher is here if you have any questions there. Pretty comprehensive information there. You have our Gifted and Talented report, and Mrs. Fisher's here, along with Mrs. Sheffield and Mrs. Wade, if you have any questions there. And then you have our Reading and Math Intervention Mid-Year Progress Report. I'm looking over there and see Mrs. Well, actually, it was pretty.
I know, it was.
Very impressive.
It was
across
better.
the board. So,
It was better than in the past. And, you know,
maybe the
just,
best ever.
it just always astounds me how that works. Gosh, you know, we kind of lose our shot after 5th grade.
And that is somewhat true, but look at, I mean, like that high school with the math is at 60%. I mean, that's actually really good. You don't have to classify it again. Obviously, that is in math and not in reading. But yes, again, we know that getting those kids to Mitch Farm by 3rd grade is very key for us. So that's why, you know, we had Ms. Wright coming and talking to you about how important it is to get them
Any other questions there? Anyway, very positive.
It was.
Trend, so good work from everybody
Big
involved.
jumps in the younger grades.
Yes.
Big jumps.
I really feel like we're figuring out how to just continue to strengthen that core. We know we're not gonna intervention our way out of this problem, and so that is just, again, what our focus has been on, just continuing to build the capacity of our teachers and, grow them and put our money into that professional development and, getting mentors and resource teachers and continuing what the state has kind of cut with K-tipping but we're still going in doing observations on teachers, like we used to bring in Western professors and people like that, so we're very pleased with this, but again, we know we have work to do.
Well, the next report is the review of our achievement gap targets, which also gives some really good examples of strategies that we're employing to try to close that achievement gap. And you can see it's a very comprehensive effort. So that, I think that's also a big part of it. It's the cumulative impact of all those efforts. So, but Mrs. Smith or Mrs. Fisher and Mrs. Maxwell are here. If you have any questions on the achievement gap report, but those are our targets that we're working on. And then the last report is just a quick update from our board council get-together. We met with the joint meeting of all of our SBDM councils and our Board of Education. Had some students join us as well, and the district team here. And one of the things, we looked at a graphic, and you can see from the report, there was kind of an overwhelming choice to use, well, I guess it was, which option? It was profile, which option was it, Leanne?
Yes. The one that looked more
The one without the
uniform.
squiggles. Yeah, and yeah, you have a copy of it in your report.
OCD friendly.
But we've also outlined some of our next steps. So at our next instructional leadership team meeting, we're going to synthesize that information that we worked together on in that meeting and identify basically 3 components for each competency, which I think was one of the feedback options from the board team. And then for each of those, we'll place those in our strategic plan banner, so to speak, or graphic, and we'll start really getting pinpointing implementation and how we're going to do that at each school, so that we're addressing these big ideas all the way from the time they start until they graduate with the full components of the profile that we aspire for every child to attain while they're here. And again, those, it's beyond just background knowledge or content knowledge, but what are those skills and dispositions we want them to have to be successful in the next level of life. And I think you already hear, our principals are using language now like next grade ready and talking about what are those metrics and what's that look like and what are they doing to get them there. So that's really exciting. And then once we kind of get this foundation done, we want to host a community forum or event to allow our stakeholders to give us some additional feedback on it, and before we make a final representation and strategic plan to present to the board for approval, so that then that'll kind of guide us in our next level of work here. And then I think it'll have implications to updating our high school graduation requirements, which is also a function of board policy. So we'll have some work to do once we get this done in terms of thinking about how we want to update our graduation requirements. And of course, the state's working on that at the same time. There'll be some implications there to consider. So any questions on that, or Leanne, anything to add? Okay, that concludes the reports.
Thank you, Mr. Flynn. Next item is the consent agenda. Need a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Heidi, second by Jennifer. Any discussion on any of these items? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Next is the action items. And the first one is a request to approve the tentative 2019-2020 staffing policy and site-based decision-making allocations.
Motion. Second.
Heidi, second by Tara. Discussion on this item.
Well, by March 1, we are responsible for presenting our SBDM councils with tentative allocations. And one of the things that I commend the board on is being disciplined when it comes to having a staffing policy and following the formulas that we have to ensure good resources to our schools, but at the same time to live within our financial means. So we're not recommending any changes in our staffing policy. We've used, as I mentioned in our report earlier on the enrollment update, we've used the projected enrollments that Mr. Kilburn has presented to us. And if you look at our overall net impact is, it's a net zero, meaning that we'll have the same number of teachers in Simpson County Schools this year as we, next year as we do this year. But there is a little shift in that, Simpson Elementary will actually pick up a teacher. Lincoln will lose a teacher position in their allocation. Middle school will pick up a teacher, and the high school will lose in this tentative allocation. So that's kind of how that goes. We talked a little bit in our work session we have a bubble that has come through. We don't know if it's a bubble temporary or if it's a new trend at Franklin Elementary. So we did have some conversation about that earlier in our site visit with Ms. Wright and her team, and then and the board and I talked about it a little bit. So we'll keep our eyes on those things, but at this time, this is the staffing policy we're recommending. And then as things clarify, by May 1, we'll present to you final allocations, and if there's any adjustments that we need to make, that's when those would come. So, any questions?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Next is a request to approve the 2019-2020 KISTA participation resolution for bus sale.
Motion.
Motion by Heidi, second by Jennifer. Discussion on this item.
You have the information about, is it 3 buses that we're looking at selling? And Mr. Delk's here to give you more information on that if you want. We have a succession plan for our fleet. We've been disciplined in following that succession plan, and so when these buses roll off, then we found that the best way to sell them is through the KISTA program. Just seems to work best for us, so that's what we're recommending.
Comments, questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Next item is to approve the use of the remaining Franklin Simpson High School extracurricular travel budget from the general fund.
Motion.
Motion by Nancy,
Second.
second by Tara. Discussion on this item.
You can see a memo there from Jenny Fowler, who's the bookkeeper at the high school, making that request. Of course, when you have a lot of success, you have to travel more. So, and we've had a lot of success this year in our student activities, including athletics and other extracurriculars. So, we're recommending you all approve that request.
Questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Next is a request to approve the PG4 for number 15-269 Lincoln Elementary School Emergency Cooling Tower Project.
Motion.
Second by Jennifer. Discussion on this item.
Well, you have the document in your materials. This is one step further to closing these down. Mr. Jelks here if you have any questions, but otherwise we just recommend you approve the BG4 and take us a step further of doing our surveillance camera upgrade project through those residual funds.
How many more projects do we have to close out? I'm just curious.
Yeah, but great question. If you recall, we closed the BG5 out during one of your working sessions a week ago. Once this becomes a BG5, we'll go to your next board session. We'll sign off, upload, and we should be ready to go.
This the last, that BG5 will be the last one.
This BG4 will become a BG5 tomorrow and approved by KDE, and then we'll bring it to you. And this will be our last project.
Awesome.
Oh, good.
It seems like we've had.
A lot.
Mr. Depp's gotten a great education on this, and this new system, you know, that's the other thing. It's slowed a lot of things down, but I guess once it's in the system, it's there. And so moving forward, I guess that's the light at the end of the tunnel, so we're close.
Questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Next is a request to review the procedure number, lost my paper, 09.42811 AP1, a notice to individuals complaining of harassment and discrimination.
Motion.
Motion by Nancy. Second by Jennifer. Discussion on this item.
Very minor change in the previous procedure. It listed a specific person's name that's no longer responsible for that area, and so we actually it was Shalina Smith found it preparing for our monitoring visit recently, and so we contacted the policy service, asked them to do an update, and so they sent this. And as you know, procedures require one reading from the board, and then it will be in effect. So we recommend you approve with the change that's been presented, which just states the position. The person responsible now is Joey Kilburn, but we just wanted to put the position only for that responsibility.
Questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion to adjourn. Nancy? Second by Jennifer. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Keep waiting.
All right. I guess hard to